Live on YouTube and Google+, it's Pageant Live. This is the place for glamour and style. Get great pageant tips you won't find anywhere else. Find out what you need to know before your next pageant. Post your questions and comments for our panel during the show. Learn great ideas about all aspects of pageantry. Here we go. Pageant Live starts right now.
Hi everybody and welcome to Pageant Live. I am the host, Paige Clark, as well as the 2012 Maryland International Junior Miss. And I have been away for a little bit because I am going through finals right now, but I wanted to thank Stephanie and Trinity so much for co-hosting Pageant Live while I've been gone, and I know that tonight is going to be a great show.
I wanted to let everybody know that Alan Rose was not able to make it tonight. She's busy traveling, promoting, getting ready to compete in the Miss USA, and she does not have a laptop that has a webcam. So she was not able to make it tonight, but you know what? Maybe she can make it some other time when she's back at her home base of Washington, D.C. And Alan, we wish you the best of luck capturing that crown. So go ahead. Tonight we have a really good, unique, different show. We listen to what people ask for, and then so I'm going to first we're going to take it to Stephanie.
Hi everybody, I'm Stephanie McGrane, International Super Ms. for America's Super Pageant, and I want to remind everyone that Pageant Live is having its first ever talent contest that will be held on January 8th. And you don't want to miss out because there's lots of great prizes, and the overall winner will be receiving a $250 fashion basket from Bessie's Boutique, full of all kinds of cool things in there. I've seen it. It's totally awesome. I wish I could have it. And the producer's choice will be getting an Apple TV, so very cool. And we will also be having an LA producer from Lakeshore Entertainment viewing all entrants. And so that's a great way to be seen. Get your talent out there, show the world, show your family, show your friends. And a producer is going to be watching too, and he's going to pick a winner who will receive the Apple TV. You'll have 3 minutes to sing, dance, play an instrument, whatever your talent happens to be. It needs to be something that would normally be performed during a live scholarship competition or a pageant. So if you want more information or you want to sign up, and it's free, so you can't beat that, please email at show@pageantlive.com. We're very excited. And don't miss out. It'll be a lot of fun, great prizes.
Thank you. And now Trinity, we'll go on to Trinity.
Okay, hi, I'm Trinity Nicole Miller, Miss Texas American Renaissance 2013. I'd like to send a shout out to our new sponsor, the Tamika Hall Radio Show. Hey Tamika, I was on her international radio show last evening and we had a really fun time talking about a variety of topics, including a very candid talk about my platform, Domestic Violence Breaking the Cycle, and the reason behind me choosing that particular platform. So if you'd like to be on her show, contact her at www.blogtalkradio.com/Tamika Hall, or catch her on Facebook. Just look up Tamika Hall. Do it. The show is really fun, and last night we had 20,000 listeners.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Have you ever seen her videos? Tamika is, she has a message in these videos, but she makes it so entertaining. It is absolutely so funny. You guys have to go. What's her website for that? Do you know, Trinity, off the top of your head? Oh, wow. Yeah, you have to see those. It's really great. Thanks, Tamika, really for having us.
Thanks, Tamika.
Thank you.
I have watched her videos. They're wonderful. I absolutely love them.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And I also would like to also send a big shout out to Pageant Cast. We're live, you're right. And we want everyone to check out his Christmas show. He had a 2-hour Christmas show. And you know, Tim was on last week. And you know, anything to do with Tim, it's just he puts a lot of energy into it. And we want to shout out to Pageant Cast. Everybody go check out his podcast because you know what? It's a good one. I also would like to give a big shout out to Tira Magazine, who is going to be featuring an article about Pageant Live. I was just notified today that Paige and I will be featured in Tierra Magazine. Sherry Gearhart, I want to say thank you very much. Stephanie was in her charity, and everybody had such great things to say about it. Stephanie, tell everyone about that charity.
Absolutely. It was the Live Out Loud charity fashion show that was held in Chicago, outside of Chicago, over Thanksgiving weekend. And I believe there were over 100 title holders. We even had a title holder travel in from Ireland, models. Fabulous show. I love Sherry. She put on a phenomenal event, all in the effort of getting suicide prevention awareness out there. It was so much fun, had a great time, loved the ladies, loved Sherry. So Tierra Magazine is awesome. So we're very excited to have her a part of Pageant Live.
Absolutely. If you haven't subscribed to Tierra Magazine, do that. It's a reasonably priced, high quality, what you get for your price, and it keeps you up on the current events and things like that. So tonight we have a great show. We have a different show. We have a question and answer show. What we'll be doing is, first off, Paige, I want to tell everyone hi, let everybody say that now we have more live viewers. Where have you been? We've missed you.
I've missed all of you. I've been so busy with finals. I'm just ready for the semester to be over and to get home for the holidays. And I actually think we forgot to introduce Janet. So
I
should
apologize.
we do that?
Go ahead.
Well, hi, I'm Janet Buehrer. I am the director for the America's Super Pageant, and I just thought it was so exciting that Stephanie wanted to come on and offer to answer questions about the pageant for anyone that wanted to ask from her viewpoint. And I'm just here to back her up if there's anything she doesn't know the answer to, but I'm pretty sure she'll have an answer for everything.
Yeah, you're here, Janet.
How we did with the forum we did is that what we did is that Stephanie and Trinity posted something online. It was so hard to choose who was going to go first. We flipped a coin. Stephanie won, so she'll be the first one to answer any questions. And what we are trying to do is that if you're interested in this pageant system, either one, they're fabulous pageant systems. The National Queens are here to answer your questions. They have the posted questions. You can also call in. The call-in number is 410-757-4753. And I believe Stephanie is posting that onto her Facebook. So if you want to call in, go ahead. But go ahead, Stephanie, it's yours.
Absolutely. Well, I'll start with the first question that I have, which is from Maddie. And Maddie asks, why did I choose to enter America's Super Pageant? And I can tell you that I was researching a lot of pageants, and I decided on America's Super Pageant. One, because I love Janet. She responded to every question, every phone call, every email. She was always right there, very supportive, very helpful. And also, I really liked how America's Super Pageant was so unique in that it promotes seatbelt safety. And I knew that this was something that I could promote. I feel that it's very close to my heart because I was in a very serious car crash quite a long time ago, and at that point in time I wore my seatbelt about half the time, and that particular night I happened to be wearing it, and it saved my life. So I like to use that experience to educate others and tell them about seatbelt safety, and I felt this was the perfect pageant for me. Being able to talk to others that seatbelts do save lives, and I'm living proof because of it. So that's why I chose to enter America's Super Pageant.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely. And I couldn't hear, you just cut out, so I don't know if I missed something.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pageant Cast just said, wow, Janet's here. You have your fan club here, Janet. They're watching. Shout out Tim.
I love Tim. He is so fun. I met him at Galaxy a few years ago, and he is just a riot.
Tim is awesome. Yeah, I love Tim.
Go ahead, Stephanie. Go ahead to your question and answers. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I think we were going to kind of flip back and forth. Do you want to go next, Trinity?
I will.
Okay.
I have a question, and it's from Susanna, and she asked me, do you have a division for older women in your pageant? Which is an interesting question, because a lot of the pageants don't have a division for older women, and we have two. And one of them is called the Classic Division, and the Classic Division is 46 years old to 59 years old. And then we also have what's called Ms. Lady, and that's 60 and over. And we just added the Ms. Lady last year, and it was very successful because, interestingly enough, there's a lot of women out there that are 60 and over that are still very active in their communities, which is what we're all about, and they're still out there doing some fantastic things. So we have two of them, and you can be 60 to 150 to be in the Ms. Lady. So we have divisions for as old as you want to be. And we also, of course, have the Princess, you know, which is with the little girls. We have those. But I think that was a really interesting question because nobody's ever asked me that before, if you have an older woman division. And, yeah, we have two. So, yeah, there you go, Susanna.
That's great. And you know what that's all about? Baby boomers do not want to get old. So, I mean, and they're still working the stage. Hey, want to say hi to Erin. Now, Erin is a international. She's in Ireland. Erin, what we're doing here is that we have our two national queens. They're question and answers. You're a national queen yourself, but could you bring some of the national questions that, or international questions that someone would have to these about the pageant systems in the U.S.?
Yeah. I'm sorry, what's the lady's name at the end there, Pam? I don't know.
That's Trinity. She's Trinity.
Hi, Trinity. So I was just wondering, what is your platform on the international stage?
My platform for this year is Domestic Violence, Breaking the Cycle. I am a survivor of domestic violence, and so what my platform is going to do is try to reach out to women who are in a domestic violence situation and give them support and give them information on how to get out. And even if they aren't able to get out of the situation, I'm going to try to help them break the cycle that filters down to their children, because domestic violence is a generational curse, and it will filter down to your kids. So I'm going to try to give them some information, and I've spoken to a couple of ladies that I don't think are going to get out of it, but they want to make sure that it doesn't filter down to their kids. And the bad thing about this is mine did filter down to my oldest daughter, and now she's going through a divorce that I didn't even know she was having these problems. And while she's talking to me about what her husband has been doing to her, it's like I'm talking to myself, and it's absolutely making me sick. So what I want to do is get some support out there, get some good information into these ladies' hands, and get them some places where they can go and get help. So that's what I'm going to be doing with my reign.
Well, Trinity, so do you take international, is it open to international people that would like to participate in your pageant system?
Y'all can come over and participate in our pageant. I talked to my director. Y'all can come over and participate in our thing. It is a United States-based pageant. Okay, so we'll always have it here in the United States somewhere. But if you're in another country and you'd like to come participate as an international queen, you can.
And that's the Texas. Go ahead. And what is your pageant system?
American Renaissance National Pageant.
Stephanie, go ahead.
And we definitely accept international contestants. And as a matter of fact, I have the International Super Ms. Crown. So any interested international contestants will be competing for this crown right here. The rest of the divisions, we have the other divisions in America's Super Pageant. We have preteen, teen, Miss, Ms. or Mrs., Classic also, and Plus. But anyone competing internationally just goes for the international crown. And contestants across the U.S. then go for the divisional titles as well as the international crown. So that's how that works with the international versus contestants coming from the United States. Janet, do you have anything you wanted to add specifically about that?
No, actually, you said that about perfectly.
Okay.
We did open it up to allow international contestants. They are not competing against the American contestants for the American title. They are just competing for the international title. So yes, you have that right. All of the America's title holders receive an AB crown with some red accent stones. But the international, we went with red, which is my favorite color. I was very tempted to do turquoise, my daughter's favorite color. I like the red, though.
I love the red.
Yeah, Aaron, do you have any questions as far as like international participant for the American Super Pageant?
Yeah, I think it would be really interesting to take part in the Super Pageant, and I'm really interested in your platform, which is seatbelt safety. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, and I was wondering, although I think, is it based in the US, the seatbelt safety campaign?
Well, I think that's something that you could promote. I guess just depending on wherever you live, I think it might look a little different how you're promoting it.
Yeah.
You're welcome to have your own platform in addition to promoting seatbelt safety. And I think it will probably look a little different in how everyone promotes seatbelt safety. And does that kind of answer your question, or are you looking for something?
Yeah, I was just wondering, you know, if say I had to take part in the Super Pageant, would it be possible that that I could support a seatbelt safety campaign in the UK, which would enable me to still follow your platform?
Yes. Actually, what's happening here in the United States is each state promotes seatbelt safety a little differently. In Montana, it's the health department. In other states, sometimes it's the traffic department. So the girls in each of these states find out who promotes it in their state or their country, and they work with whatever programs that are available. Sometimes it's just a matter of creating their own program. We've had a few girls go out and just do seatbelt pledges, collecting signatures from people that promise to wear their seatbelts. Last year, the 23 contestants got over 4,000 signatures last year.
Wow.
Yay!
Yay! I want to remind everyone, if you have any questions, you may call them in 410-757-4753. Patrick is manning the line, so he'll let us know. And Pageant Cast says, what a beautiful group online tonight. Great to see you all here. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, and thank you for tuning in.
Trinity, is it your turn, or would you like to go to one of your questions that someone gave that they sent in?
You bet. They also, I have a question from Linda, and she asked if we have a swimsuit competition. No, Linda, we do not have a swimsuit competition, and this is why. We think that running around in a swimsuit really doesn't have anything to do with who you are as a woman and what you're doing with your life. We think that's a little degrading, so we don't do that. And rather than swimsuit, we have a fashion. It's called dressy sportswear. And what you do is you get out there and you wear an outfit, a very dressy outfit that you would wear to an evening formal event or a nighttime appearance or something like this, and you get out there and you do your modeling thing. So you get out there and do like Stephanie did at the little event she was at. You get out there and they play very fun music. We had Lady Gaga music last year, and you get out there and you just strut your stuff in your, in your exquisite little outfit. So no, we don't have swimsuit. We do care about your fitness. We do look if you're taking care of yourself, if you look healthy and all this type of thing. But we're not looking for skinny girls that, parade around in a swimsuit. No. So thank you for your question, and I hope I answered it properly.
Let me ask you something. Now I distinctly heard Stephanie talk about that they have a plus division. Does your pageant system have a plus division?
Yes,
tell me what that means. I didn't know when she said that. I wanted to ask Stephanie, but define, what is the plus division?
Ours is called the Ms. Woman, and it's size 16 and over. Okay,
so it goes by size, okay.
Yeah, so in our pageant, it doesn't matter what size you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, none of that kind of thing matters. We do have hair and makeup people and all that kind of thing, and we all look pretty and we wear gowns and all this and that and the other, but what we understand about a woman is, it's who she is on the inside. And the inner beauty is what we try to really promote and really try to bring out in a woman. So we have all different shapes and sizes, all different races, all this type of thing of these fabulous women coming together to just have a fabulous weekend and have all kinds of fun and show us what they're all about and what they're doing with their lives.
Great. Stephanie, you're next. What is your question?
Well, we do have a plus size category, and Janet, help me with that. Is it also 16, size 16 and above?
It is 16 and up, and then also I'm looking at changing it for 2014. I haven't made an official decision, but I'm thinking I will change it from swimsuit, which is some of the other divisions, and then athletic wear, which is the plus and the classic division. I think I will change all of the divisions to be beach wear. Oh, and I just have to figure out exactly what the guidelines will be for that, but I think I'm going to leave it a little more open for people to make the decision as to what is appropriate for them. I think there are a lot of people that really don't want to do the swimsuit. I still love doing swimsuit. I'm 43, and to me, it's that personal challenge, and I'm not in the slightest bit chicken to be out there, even if I didn't lose those 10 pounds. And I know that that's not the normal. Some people work too hard to get too skinny, and I really want to avoid that. So that's why I'm looking at changing it somehow that's a little bit breaking the pageant mold for what swimsuit is. So that's why I'm looking at beachwear.
That's really cool.
We have a call-in question. Stephanie, they want to know how many days is your pageant, and what other events than the actual pageant do you have?
Oh, sure. Well, the pageant, it's actually a pageant weekend, Friday through Sunday. Friday is an optional day. So as long as you're able to come Saturday and Sunday, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of time, nothing during the work week. And then also some of the other events that took place, we got to be in radio interviews, we got to do parades, we had parties and dinners, princess parties, and it was so much fun. And the women were fabulous that I met there. Just a great group of women. We had so much fun. And I think, Janet, we're kind of planning the same itinerary for next year with the same events happening.
It's going to be very similar. Instead of the princess party, I think we're going to have an opportunity to listen to someone other than myself who lost a family member due to not wearing a seatbelt. And her story is actually very interesting because the two people that were in that vehicle, one was buckled in and the other was not. The one that was buckled in had very minimal injuries, and she lost her son, but he was also the father of 2 small children. So she's going to come in and she's going to bring some more realistic stories to explain to you how it affects not just the one person that lost them, but the whole family that lost them, and what a big deal it really is. I have their DVD, and I was able to give it out to all the contestants the first year, and I wasn't able to get copies for everyone else, but it's an amazing DVD that tells the story of what happens when you can stay inside the cage of your vehicle and how much extra protection that seat belt gives you because it keeps you within the safety cage.
That's great. So powerful.
Fahad says to us, yes, inner beauty is what is really the best. And shout out to Brad. He says hello to Aaron. And he also says hello to, I guess, all the women. How about you? Trinity, could you tell us exactly how many days is your pageant and what other events are actually at your pageant?
Our pageant is 2 days. Well, we come in and we have orientation the first day, which doesn't count. It's orientation. We have a little ring ceremony. We have a pajama party where we all show up in our pajamas and we have pizza or whatever they decide we're going to eat, and we all get to know each other. Then the next day the pageant starts, and we have interview, which is 50%. It's the most important part of the pageant.
Wait a minute, and you have a panel, correct? Like 9 people.
We have a panel. We have 9, yeah, and everyone gets 10 minutes in front of the 9-judge panel, which is awesome. I love that. I mean, I don't know how anybody else feels about that, but I absolutely love it. And then we also have evening gown, and then we have the fashion wear, like I said, where we model and all that type of thing. We also have the on-stage question in case we have a tie. We have it anyway, but we use it in case of a tie. So it lasts 2 days, and it's 2 very long, very full days. We have lots of rehearsals and lots of appearances and all kinds of fun that she scheduled for us and this type of thing. And then after the pageant is over with, which is around 10 o'clock at night, then we have a 2-hour photo shoot. So it's a long, long time, but it is so much fun.
Well,
and
where is it? Where is it? Where are you guys? I know that, Janet, you're in Montana, and where's yours, Trinity?
This year we're going to be in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, okay, and in June?
In June 24th through the 26th.
Paige, do you have any questions to ask either Trinity or Stephanie about their pageant system for someone that would be looking to compete?
I was actually going to ask Stephanie, because I know Trinity said that in the Renaissance pageant system, American Renaissance pageant system, that they have older women are able to compete. So what is the age range for the super pageant?
Well, that's a good question. And Janet, how old do you have to be for the classic division for that?
Over 49.
Over 49 for classic. And I want to quick touch on Melinda, who asked, is it open to any age? And the youngest contestant that we take is age 8 up to any age. And then she also asked where and when it will take place. And it's Hamilton, Montana, in the beautiful mountains. And that is June 21st through the 23rd. So we hope to see you there. You can go to America's Super Pageant and then right on to the Renaissance. Over a little bit more the next day, so you're set.
You're absolutely set.
Aaron, do you have any questions on the international side?
Yeah, you know, and I've noticed with a lot of pageants that
Aaron, you're cutting up.
She froze.
She froze. Okay, go ahead, Trinity, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. My next question is, do we have to have a talent to be in your pageant? We still, how are we doing here?
Excuse me, Aaron, you froze. We'll come back to you, okay?
Okay. Do we have to have a talent to be in your pageant? No, you do not. Because what we have is we have a division where we have a competition that's an actual national crown called Ms. Talent. So you come in and you compete in talent in conjunction with competing in the divisionals, or you can just come in and compete in talent all by itself to be in the divisionals. And what you do is you come in, you have 3 minutes, you're on stage, you do your talent competition, and they judge those with the civic competition the first night. Of course, I think we're going to do it all the second night this year. I think that's what she said. But I'm going to be competing in talent this year. I'm going to get up there and sing and just see what happens. I'd like to have the talent crown. My daughter Alexandra won the talent crown 2 years ago in 2010. She sang Carrie Underwood, Temporary Home, and the whole audience cried. Of course, we knew. As soon as she got through singing, it's like, oh, she's the winner. We have some amazing women come in and just compete in talent and not in the divisional. So it's a really cool thing.
Well, that sounds exciting. And then also, I want to say, Marcia, thank you for your question. And Marcia wanted to know, what is the cost? What are the costs involved? And Marcia, the fee to enter America's Super Pageant is $5.95. And if you are in the preteen division, the mini pageant, that is only $195. And with the entry fee, you get a fabulous crown, you get your sash. I know that there's a referral program, so if you enter with a friend or a family member, daughter, mother, there is a $100 discount there too. And then, of course, you are responsible for your travel and, you know, your personal expenses and hotel. But it's not too bad for a fabulous weekend. It was the best weekend of my life.
Aaron, let's go to you. You froze. What would you, on the international level, what would you ask these two pageant systems if you were interested in competing?
Yeah, if I was interested in competing, would it matter if you held a current international title? I have noticed that a lot of the US pageants do not allow you to compete if you do hold a current title, as some of the UK ones do, but the majority of UK ones are more lenient. And what's the case in the US?
Stephanie?
Janet, I'm going to put that one over to you because I am not sure about that.
She cut too much. I wasn't hearing her.
She wants to know, she's basically saying that in the international titles, they're able to have numerous titles. So, but she has noticed in the U.S. that we don't allow that as much.
Right.
What is with the America's Super Pageant? What is the ruling on that?
Or Janet, what if you had a title prior to coming to the pageant? I know if you do win a title, and the international or America's Super title, you can't compete. But what if you have a title prior to it and then you come in to compete?
I don't have a problem with you holding a different state title, but once it goes beyond that, a national title, then there is a problem. You need to choose one or the other. I think it's only fair that if you want to represent a national title, you should represent just one national title. And if you want to compete again and you're currently one of our queens, we do ask that you step down and let the next person do your job for you if you want to do a different pageant.
Okay, now let me ask you something. Now we have Amy. We have Amy Short here, and she's actually considered both your pageant systems, Trinity and Stephanie. Amy, if you had to ask Trinity a question about her pageant system, what would you ask her?
Which pageant system is it?
Trinity?
The American Renaissance National Pageant.
So, like, what is the best thing that you can do to, like, I don't want to say to try to win, but what's the best thing you can do to be well liked by the judges and stand out?
The best thing you can do is be very active in your community, okay? What we want you to do is work your title. We're called working queens, okay? We don't just run around with our crowns. We go to actual charity events and participate as a volunteer. We take pictures, we post them on the boards, we get out in the community and actually do things. So what the judges are looking for is they're going to ask you questions about you. There's not going to be any political questions. There's not going to be any, if you were a tree, what kind would you be? They're only going to ask, okay, so what are you doing in your community? Well, what are you taking in school? What's your favorite subject? What do you want to be when you grow up? You know, things like this. They want to get to know you and what kind of woman that you are, what kind of young woman that you are. And the best way you can, the very best way you can impress them is to be the very best you can be very involved in your school, in your community, or your hobbies, or, you know, whatever you're trying to pursue, just be very involved. And that's what they're going to look at. Are you out there doing things, or are you just sitting home playing video games? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy, what would you ask Stephanie for the America's Super Pageant? What would you say if you were considering her pageant system?
What are the guidelines for the pageant, for the competitions and stuff?
Well, there's 5 areas of competition. There is swimsuit, interview, little black dress introduction, photogenic, and evening gown. So there are 5 areas of competition. You also have the opportunity to earn up to 20 extra bonus points to be added to your actual pageant score by making appearances of promoting seatbelt safety. So I'd say to anyone who's interested in competing, it's important to get to secure your title ahead of time, so you have your crown, you have your sash, you can start making appearances, you can start promoting seatbelt safety, and you can start earning those extra bonus points, because who doesn't want to show up pageant weekend and have an extra 20 points on their side?
Right?
Trinity,
also sorry, can I?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Absolutely. I'm sorry.
The person, and this past year, the person that made the most seatbelt-related appearances before the pageant won the $500 Dan Stockwell scholarship. So how cool is that? Get out there, promote the pageant, promote seatbelt safety, and come home with $500 cash. So very cool.
Trinity, what's your next question? Do we have you, Trinity?
I think she's muted.
Trinity?
Sorry, I muted myself, so I
You're
would
right. No, I appreciate that.
And I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, so I just got one, and they asked me what is the breakdown in our scoring, which is, you know, what she just answered for hers. Ours is interview is 50%, the dressy sportswear is 25, the evening gown is 25, and then the onstage question is 10%, and it's in case of a tie. We also have the photogenic, and we have the Miss Congeniality, and we have a couple other things that get added every year, but those are all optional. So that's how they're breaking at. And like I said, the very most important thing is interview, because they really want to get to know you. And they fire some really interesting questions at you trying to get to know you, because they only have 10 minutes to do it.
Stephanie, do you have another question?
I do, and it's from Angela. So thank you, Angela, for posting the question. And she wanted to know about our interview at America's Super Pageant. The interview portion, what is that like, and what kind of questions do they ask? Our portion of interview this past year was panel. I believe we had 6 judges, and it was 5 minutes long. And I remember being so nervous before going in there. And once I got in there and started talking to the judges, I relaxed pretty quickly, because they were so nice and so friendly, and they really put me at ease. And most of the questions that I got asked were from my bio. You get to complete a bio ahead of time, which is given to the judges. So most of my questions from the 5-minute interview came from my bio, so it was very easy to talk about, and it was nothing, you know, they didn't come up with anything like, oh my goodness, and surprising me with this question or that question, but it was just, you know, like Trinity said, you know, getting to know you, and it was great. I enjoyed it. So 5-minute panel.
Trinity, we need to start wrapping it up. Do you have another question that was posted? You're muted, Trinity.
Sorry.
Can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I'm trying not to make noise over here.
You're fine.
They asked me, what is your civic competition? What is that all about? Well, we have another optional crown that you get the same crown, the same everything, the same prizes, everything, and it's called Miss Civic. And what that is it's the woman who's raised the most amount of money, done the most amount of appearances. You also put together a scrapbook of everything you've done for that year civically, and then you get up and give a 3-minute speech on what you've done all year and explain what your charities are all about, why it's so important that you are involved with them, and why you're standing up for them, and what their goals are for the next year. So it's a really interesting competition, and it really brings out the really primo women in our competition, usually the ones that are very involved, or like maybe a CEO or a head of a charity are the ones that do these competitions. And I did it one year, and it was really cool. And I take that scrapbook, I mean, it's like really thick. Like
20-pound scrapbook.
Oh, it's really hard to carry around. But I tell you what it does. You take it into a charity, and you show it to a charity that you want to potentially help, or you show it to donors and sponsors that you're trying to get money for your charity, and it gives them an idea of what you do, what it means, how they can get involved, and it helps me to get sponsors and helps me to raise money for my charities in this scrapbook. So it became a huge tool for me to raise money. So it's a really neat competition, and like I said, you get the same crown, you get the same benefits, the same packages. You know, you're a national queen. It's called Miss Civic American Renaissance.
Okay, Trinity, we're gonna wrap it up, but I have a question for you. Could you tell me in a quick bite? Tell us a recap. What's the cost? What areas of the competition there is? Where the pageant is going to be, the date, and why your pageant system. Okay.
The cost of our pageant is $750. We do run specials throughout the year. Like if you sign up with me, I can, you know, we can do that at a later time. But when you sign up with me as a recruit, we give deals on signing up with, you know, the different queens. We have interview, evening gown, and fashion as our competitions. We, the reason our pageant, the actual reason our pageant is you get to promote your charity nationally for an entire year, and they help you do this. So if you're very, very civically involved and you want to help take a local pageant national or give them some national exposure because you need some extra help getting money, this is a pageant you need to be with. So that's specifically why I began with them in the first place, because I had 2 charities that I started out with that were trying to take their local charities national, and I helped them to do that by being in this pageant, winning the national, and getting that national exposure for them for a year.
Okay, and let me do recap. It's in Seattle, Washington, correct?
Yes.
And what are the dates?
Seattle, Washington, June 24th through the 26th. You can go online to their website, get all the information about anything else that I haven't covered that I've forgotten at AmericanRenaissancePageant.com.
What if somebody wants to get a hold of you, Trinity?
If they get a hold of me, you can go to NicoleMillerMarketing.com. That's my website. Or you can find me on Facebook, Trinity Nicole Miller. And I'm online all day, all the time. You can message me, you can talk to me, and I'll give you any information that you need. As we get closer to pageant time, I'll be looking for national sponsors and local sponsors. But also, I'm not supposed to say this yet because it's not time, but you get a discount for coming on with me, later on in the year. I try to, waive your $40 fee. I pay it, and then I help you with your pageant coaching and things like this. So, but it's totally worth the money. You get a beautiful crown, you get a beautiful sash, you get a huge gift bag of wonderful gifts once you get to the pageant. We have events during the pageant that are taken care of, and we have a lot of really nice national sponsors that come on, so the prize packages are great. And
I think the thing is, too, is that you're part of a unique sisterhood.
We are.
And that's the big thing. Okay, Stephanie.
Okay.
How about you?
And I just wanted to... Oh, I just wanted to jump back and clarify. We are doing the $500 Dan Stockwell Memorial Scholarship to the person making the most seatbelt appearances again this year. So ladies, if you get your titles, your crowns, start promoting so that you can go for that. And also, I don't think I mentioned that our 5 areas of competition at America's Super Pageant, they are all worth 20%. They are all equally weighted. And also, I wanted to say thank you to Gayla, because Gayla had a question for me, and she said that I've done a lot with my title, and is there one event that has been really close to my heart? So thank you, Gayla, for the question. And I really thought about this after I read it, and I don't think there was one specific event that really meant more to me. I think what means the most is just meeting people and becoming friends with people. And I can honestly say that my pageant sisters are so supportive, and they're always there for me. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful group of people. Like you said, sisterhood. And I think that is what truly means the most to me. And then one more question, this is my last question, I wanted to get that in there. Nancy, thank you for your question. But she wanted to know my opinion on glitz pageants and shows like Honey Boo Boo. And I personally don't have a problem with glitz pageants as long as you're not taking it too far and everybody's having fun with it. Honey Boo Boo, I've watched it a few times. I don't think it's representative of what's really happening in the pageant world. I think shows like that and Toddlers and Tiaras really pulls pageantry down. I think it makes it more difficult for pageant queens doing their job and just society viewing them in general. So I think there needs to be more positive media out there promoting pageant queens and showing all the wonderful things that they're doing. So that's something I would definitely love to be a part of. And all of the people that are promoting seatbelt safety with America's Super Pageant and working hard to save lives. So I encourage anyone who's interested, if you have more questions, please contact me on Facebook, Stephanie McGrane, send me a message. You can definitely contact Janet, the director. She's fabulous. She responds to every question, every message. Be sure to check out America's Super Pageant, the website at www.americasuperpageant.com. I hope to see you in June. I welcome your questions. I'd love to help you in any way that I can help you to prepare for America's Super Pageant.
Thank you. I can hear you're losing your voice. Hey, Tamika says shout out to you, Paige. We haven't seen you in a while. She looks smarter though.
Yeah, I look smarter. I've been at the library.
You look smarter.
Janet, do you have anything to say on the way out?
No, it's just been a great show. I'm so tickled with Stephanie as a queen, and I think whenever there's a pageant, right afterwards, there's a few people with hurt feelings and grumbles, and it wasn't fair. And I went back in that dressing room, and it was hugs all the way around, and I was so delighted that we had such a wonderful sisterhood going on backstage. I think what Trinity said is exactly it's a wonderful sisterhood, and if you've never done a pageant before, research your pageants, find out about them, find out if they just want to put sparkles on somebody's head or if they really want to make friends and do something positive with a title. And you know, Stephanie's a wonderful gal, and that's a great crown on her head, but she's absolutely wonderful without that crown. And I think that's why she won. She didn't need a crown to be a winner, and that's what makes her a winner.
Oh, thank you, Janet. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Paige, you want to say anything on the way out?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for coming today and all of our viewers, and to Stephanie and Trinity again for co-hosting while I've been studying my life away. But I will be back more. Yeah, just thank you all so much, and all the information you gave us on both the pageant systems was really interesting and very helpful. So I'm sure you will both have people contacting you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, we'd like to thank everyone for coming on, and we'd like to also thank you, our viewers. I want to remind everyone to please take care of the people who are not as fortunate as we are. Especially, we're very fortunate to be Americans. My thing, even if you're not, if you're fortunate, help out those people who are not as fortunate, and the animals as fortunate as you are. That, like I said before, if you're going in, you're going to get a latte. Yeah, see, that's her pet that she adopted from like the SPCA. That's Kai. My thing is that if you're going to go in and you're going to grab a latte, instead of having that grande or whatever, get a smaller one and put that other half in the American Salvation Bell. You know, everyone give. You'll get it back threefold, I promise you. So thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.